Hello, Small Axe Communication. I'm providing you with this video feedback to give you some guidelines and instructions on the revisions you'll need to make to your final campaign book that you'll submit at the end of the semester. So here is your draft, and I've gone through and made some revisions and some notations as needed. So all of this content should be in 12-point font. For some reason, a lot of it's in 11-point font. And we come here, start with the situation analysis in which you explain your client organization's current situation. You begin with the background, mission, and values. Made a few revisions here just to make it complete in terms of you didn't talk about any kind of values here, and I think this last statement will include the values that you need to include. And then here is how anytime you use a quote, you have to provide a paragraph number or a page number. And then when you're quoting from a specific web page, you need to provide the information about that web page, not just the overall organization's website. So I've shown you here the type of citation you need to provide. Then we come here. This is all in 14 for some reason. Let me get it back to 12. There we go. And I've gone through here. Some paragraphs weren't indented and some other issues. And so because of this, OCA faces one obstacle when it comes to achieving its mission statement, and this is a lack of awareness of the organization. Its lack of awareness is in part due to its lack of social media engagement, as well as not having enough funding to properly promote the organization. Because of this, OCA does not really have any past or present public relations efforts. Is that true? Would Sylvia agree with that statement, that OCA has never really had any public relations efforts? As of right now, the organization is mostly promoted by word of mouth, and if people happen to come across it online. I don't think that's true, is it? I think the organization promotes itself on its website and through its social media platforms, correct? So here I'm just not sure what you're trying to do here. The problem and opportunity statement, right? So the problem is a lack of awareness, and maybe a problem could also be a lack of an engaging website, or a lack of consistent and engaging Facebook and social media content. Well, where's the opportunity? And I'm not sure. I mean, this SWOT analysis is very underdeveloped, and you need to explain here what you learned from the organization itself and your analysis of the Facebook and Google reviews. And you also need to explain the opportunity. Your SWOT analysis is just extremely underdeveloped. And it's also contradictory and then repetitive. So OCA is a well-established, strong organization, in that it has a well-established program for people with special needs, has support from the community, financial and volunteers, brings awareness to the special needs community, and is innovative and passionate, all while putting its families first. Well, if they don't have any PR efforts, and they have issues with awareness, how does that relate to this statement? It seems contradictory, right? And so here we talk about the website and the need for more funding as a weakness. I don't understand what you mean when you say partnerships with other organizations such as SECA. What would those partnerships do exactly? So nonprofit organizations are all competing against each other for resources, for volunteers, for donations. What would this partnership do, and how is that an opportunity? We need a lot more development here. Then we come to the research plan, which establishes the research as the basis for your campaign. So this state, outside of school programs that market to special needs children, the only other places for children to congregate is at an organization that markets to them. What in the world does that mean? And why are you talking about marketing to them? There's only a handful of organizations. Well, how many is a handful? We need a lot more specific content here in terms of the market research. Broaden its charitable hand. I don't know what the hand means there. So now we come to the new media audit. Hold emotion and correlate back are just inappropriate, inaccurate, imprecise word usages. The website for OCA needs some work in order to be more successful. What work? Majority of the website, it white with hints. I don't know what you're trying to say there, okay? They do not get many reactions out of their posts. Out of their posts, they do not get many reactions. What does that mean? How many likes and shares and comments? How many posts have been published? This is very generic, vague, meaningless content here. So the publics and stakeholders, the target audience for your campaign, we need to think about what's the goal of the campaign. So if the target audience is families that have children affected by autism or other special needs, so is the goal of the campaign then to increase the number of people who participate in the programs? This content tells me that the goal of the campaign is to increase enrollment in OCA's programs. So the goal of the campaign is not to increase donations or not to increase volunteers, but to increase enrollment in programs, because that's the target audience that you're talking about. Is that correct? The primary research plan, you're going to do 3 surveys over 5 months, and that's outrageously excessive. And Google Analytics, what do you need to see from the Google Analytics? What do you need to see from the Facebook Insights? What do you need to see from the Twitter Analytics? What you need to understand from the Google Analytics is how many people visit the website every week, what's the bounce rate, how long they stay on the website, where they came from, where they go to when they leave the website, which posts garner the most views. That's the kind of content. Which posts on Facebook in your Facebook Insights, which posts garner the most engagement, the most likes? What are those themes and messages so that you know how to appeal to your target audience? And I don't understand how surveys, if your target audience is people who would enroll in their programs, why wouldn't you just use survey? I mean, why wouldn't you just measure the number of people that enroll in the programs instead? Why are you using surveys? So is awareness only for people who have children with special needs? Your campaign plan is just fundamentally flawed. So your research and your situation analysis focuses on OCA's website and social media. But then your campaign plan talks about Small Axe communication, website, and social media platforms. So there's absolutely no connection between the situation analysis or the research plan and then the campaign plan. So the campaign plan needs to focus on OCA's website and OCA's social media platforms, because your timeline tells us that this campaign begins on January 8th through January 1 through May 1, 2018. So is Small Axe Communication going to be generating content on its website and social media platforms next semester? If not, then how can you have a campaign plan that outlines doing those things? Your campaign plan is just completely flawed because it doesn't have anything to do with OCA's website or OCA's social media, much less your what you talk about for your target audience is people with special needs or the families that have children with special needs. How does that, and so it would be enrolling those children into the programs. And how does that relate to Small Axe Communications website and social media platforms? It needs to be done through OCA's website and social media platforms. So increase awareness, motivate people to get involved, volunteering or donating. So we're the only people who are going to volunteer or donate families with children who have special needs. And are they going to do all of this through Small Axe Communications website and social media platform? Just a big disconnect here between the campaign plan and the rest of your paper. So your campaign plan needs to be completely redone and focus on OCA's website and social media platforms. So we got a lot of work to do here, folks. Let me know if you have any